Shannon, was last night more about Lillard or Westbrook?
Dame Dollar. Skip, this game, you look at the way Paul George shot the ball in the first half, Skip. They shot 55%. OKC Thunder shot 55% in the first half. They really should have been up probably 10 to 12 points. Dame had 34 first half points. None of his other teammates had more than 6. If he does not have this virtuoso, they're not winning this game. Not only does it keep them in the game, they have a 1-point lead because Paul George was in foul trouble. He comes off the bench, hits it 3, now it's a 61-60 game at the half. They're down 15. And although he only scored 8, and I said only 8, he had 4 assists. So now, not only is he scoring in the fourth, he's assisting the basketball. So he keeps them in the game in the first half. He helps lead them back from a 15-point lead. Skip, you get a 15. I've never seen anything like a swing like this. When Dame hit that 3 late in the third quarter, Skip, I thought the game was over. They're up 9. And then the next thing you know, to end the third and the start of the fourth, OKC go on a 30-6 run. So they go down they're down 9 to up 15.
Yep.
With 2 All-NBA, 2 All-Star players on your team. Dame said, nah, not tonight. Not tonight. You're going home, and that's going to be final. Skip, he started to get tired because he played all the first 3 quarters. And you could see him his energy start to dissipate a little bit. But that's what you have teammates for. That's why I love I love individual sports. Skip, I love golf. I love tennis because you have to dig deep in your own reserve that you're able to do this.
True.
But when you play a team sport, you need your teammates to come through. Now, it took CJ a while to get going, but he got going in the fourth quarter. And Mo Harkless, Skip, going into the fourth quarter, Skip, he was 1 for 6 from the free throw line. But when the rubber needed to meet the road, he goes 4 for 4 from the free throw line. He goes
10 points.
Goes 3 for 3 from the field. That was the difference in the ball game. But it was all about Dame Dollar, Skip. He was and I've seen every one of Jordan's playoff performances. I've seen a lot of great performances. This ranks favorable. I've seen all of LeBron.
Don't put it above a Jordan.
No. But I'm saying.
Like it's in the conversation.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying it's. I mean, this performance is better than some of Jordan's playoff performances. It's hard for me to believe that
Maybe some of his worst ones, but go ahead.
Skip, don't do that.
Well, come on.
Skip,
you're doing so well, and then all of a sudden you bring up Jordan.
There have been 6 times a guy has hit a game-winning shot to win a series. Dame Lillard has 2. Michael Jordan has 2. Now, you love numbers.
Wait a second. Damian Lillard came into this playoff run having lost his last 10 playoff games. Go ahead. Okay, and I got it. You're right about what you're saying until you went to Michael
Jeffrey Jordan first playoffs, he got swept. Well, you were doing so good, Skip, before you interrupted me.
Go look at the numbers he put up.
We don't do numbers. Yeah. We care about dubs. That's what you tell me, Skip. But anyway, can you please stop interrupting me? This is my time to talk about Dame Dollar.
How many finals has he played?
Skip!
I don't know.
This is not about Jordan. This is about Dame Dollar doing what was necessary. This is all about him. There'll be a time, later I'm going to hear your side of it. We can get to Russ and whomever else you want to discuss. But what he did last night and that pull-up, Skip, I'm like, Dame, are you going to get closer?
I know.
I'm like, what are you? I knew he's smart enough to know either we going home as victors or we go into overtime. Ain't going to be any time. You're not getting this ball and there's going to be 1 second or 2 seconds on the clock. Dude. But if you look at his numbers, Skip, he's like 6 of 8 from 30 feet or beyond in the playoffs. Everybody else is like 438. So it lets me know he got the shot that he wanted. But this was all about him. He was spectacular. Spectacular last night.
By the way, did you see what he said about that last shot? Reminded me of somebody who's not in the playoffs right now. Because he said, I knew if I missed it, we had overtime. Well, that other guy who's not in the playoffs has had a lot of shots where he's okay because he knows if he misses that you still have overtime to fall back on. But when it's do or die, you can't trust him.
Oh, kind of like Chicago? The one he hit on Jimmy Butler. If they'd missed that shot, would he have been overtime?
I don't remember that one.
You do remember, Skip. I can't believe you.
So, to your point, if we go to the last shot, it was actually a step back or step sideways shot.
Yes.
And I got to give Paul George this. He was all over it. And he is 6'8" to Dame's 6'3". It's a 6'8" man diving with hand up, playing it perfectly and getting that shot off. It was special, spectacular, all-time. He went against the Rockets, obviously, so he is highly capable of doing that.
Yes.
But everything that he did, in my humble estimation, or not so humble estimation, was a result of what Russell Westbrook allowed him to do. And I take nothing away from Damian. All he did last night was prove once again, maybe once and for all, he's just a better basketball player than Russell Westbrook. He's a better leader. He's a better closer. He's a better shooter. I think he's a more creative, clever passer than Russell is. And in the end, he's just a better all-around point guard who can also play some two guard than Russell is. So here's what last night was for me. In the end, it was about the quote-unquote point guard of the Oklahoma City Thunder named Russell Westbrook, who has pulled off over the last 3 years the single greatest feat, individual feat in NBA history. This is impossible what he's done. He's averaged a triple-double for 3 straight years, and it had been 55 years since that feat had been accomplished before by Oscar Robertson, and he did it only one time in 1 year.
Correct.
1962.
Yes.
Okay, so think about that. He's done it 3 straight times, so I'm going to give him that. But that's the same guy who doesn't know how to win a basketball game that's on a silver platter. You have a 15-point lead with 7:12 left. You have an 8-point lead with 3:55 left. If you're that guy, if you're a superstar, if you're an all-time great,
he's a superstar.
If you've got some Jordan and some Magic in you and some Bird in you, if you've got some of those guys running through your bloodlines, if that's who you are, if you are the man, you just figure out a way to get that game home because you're just that good. If you can pull off that individual feat for 3 straight years, you've got to be able to close this deal in Portland to get the game back to Oklahoma City.
Correct.
And it takes savvy, it takes know-how, it takes some poise, it takes some perspective on what little plays or big plays need to be made when they need to be made to get the game literally home back to Oklahoma City.
So in other words, you're trying to say he shouldn't play the same way up 15 as down 15. Is that what you're saying?
Ways, it's learning how to win a basketball game that he still hasn't learned how to do. We know what he's done. We know that nobody in the history of basketball has ever played harder from dribble to dribble than Russell Westbrook. We know that no 6'3" guard has ever been able to rebound the way Russell Westbrook has, as relentlessly, as all out. Nobody has given up their body for rebounds the way Russell Westbrook has during the regular season. And we know that no 2-guard masquerading as a point guard has ever taught himself to lead the league in assists the way Russell Westbrook has because he's not a passer by nature. The last 2 years, Russell Westbrook led this league in assists. Okay, so he figured out, how do I do that? It all contributes to individual glory because it's going to be a triple-double. But he did teach himself, let's see, if I attack the basket and leave the ball in the lane for Steven to dunk it, that'll work. I get an assist, right? Yeah. Okay, so he figured all that out. But in the end, he didn't figure out yet, as advanced age as he is in this league, as many years as he played, he still doesn't know how to win that game last night. So he's now in real jeopardy. Big picture, I know we argued with Chris Broussard the other day. He said nobody cares about whether they win or lose in this series, that everybody's just going to remember the triple-doubles. I don't know about that because I know I can only speak for me. I'm not. It's now discounted. It's now diluted. It's cheapened. It is because in the end, I'm thinking, wait a second, are you more of a stat padding loser? And I hate to use that word, but it feels like you're more of a loser to me today. And in your legacy, big picture, is this all you got? That once KD left you, you're just going to be a first-round exit? That's 3 straight years. That's how many? He's 4-12 without Kevin Durant now in the postseason. He's lost all 9 road games. Right. He's 0 for 9 on the road, okay? Right. Well, are you that guy? Are you all-time great? I don't know. Yeah. So can we look at the last 7 minutes and 12 seconds? What happened? The sort of diary of disaster here. So let's look. He had a partner in crime, but his partner helped him more than he hurt him. So with 7:12 left, the next shot they took, Paul George had a wide-open 3. Nobody guarded him. He just looked up, and he kind of froze and kind of sort of double-clutched it a little bit, but he missed a wide-open 3, okay? Then Russell drives, as I said yesterday, he attacked the basket and he went so hard he lost the handle and it went out of bounds. Okay, these are crucial now because you're up 15 and it's starting to dwindle. Paul George goes to the free throw line and makes only 1 or 2 free throws. That's going to count later. Then Russell Westbrook, another pull-up from 19 feet. Westbrook. Nope, that won't work. Then Schroeder missed a 3. Then Russell Westbrook, pull-up, 21 feet, missed. So he went 0 for 3 in the last 7 minutes of the game.
Right.
Then Paul George, with 2:15 left, goes to the free throw line, and he turned into George Paul. He missed both free throws.
Hold on, what happened to playoff P?
Well, I don't know.
You told me he didn't playoff P,
No,
Skip.
I didn't say that.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, he did make a run at MVP there for a while, and
what about the Gatorade commercial?
March, maybe.
What about the Gatorade commercial?
What's he say in that one? Like, what is it? Like,
Bud,
never in doubt? I don't know. Something like that. Okay. So then I'm going to give Russell 1 break today. 1:55 left. He attacks as only Russell can attack. And Damian got in his way, and the foul call went against Russ. He got called for a charge here, and I don't think this is a charge. I don't think Damian got set. I thought he was moving sideways into Russ. And by the way, Russell made a circus shot off the glass.
It did. It went in.
It went in. This is unbelievable. The ball goes in. So remember, you have a chance to have an and one. And if you made the and one, that would have put you up 9 with 1:55 left. Could you have got that home?
Yep.
Maybe?
Maybe.
I don't know. Instead, you canceled out those 3 points, and now it's still a 6-point game, and you know the rest of the story. So then Russell goes to the other end, frustrated. Just a reach-in, unnecessary, crucially bad foul that he gets. It's just frustrating. You know how he gets.
Yeah.
And the
So now you stop the clock.
Hey, you stop the clock, and you give whoever, I think it was Harkless. Yeah, Harkless got to go to the free throw line and make 2 more free throws. Yep. Well, it's crucial because it cut the lead to 2 at that point. And
then what happened? Playoff P.
Okay. Then he tries to dribble through a double team and just gets stripped. And that won't
Steph
work.
Curry.
Okay. And then I got to give Paul George just 1 break here because now with, I think it's 39 seconds left, Paul George made 1 big shot in this game. He made a pull-up free throw line jump shot, and that gave them a 2-point lead. And then what happened at the other end, I don't know what happened because Damian just takes the ball to the other end. There's the Paul George shot. That was big. That looked like, I don't know, maybe that's going to stand up. Right. Then look at this. They go to the other end. Damian gets a layup.
A circus.
A layup? Okay.
That could have been an and one.
Okay, it could have been, but how do you let him get that wide open to the basket? You can't do that. You just went up 2.
But you know what, Skip? That goes to show you that's why Paul George slacked off on that last shot. Because on the shot before, what did he do? Yeah. He just blew by it.
All right, okay. I got you. But that's 32 seconds left.
Yes.
Now the game is tied. And then Russell Westbrook drives it again, as he's wont to do, and he just couldn't get the handle, and he missed the shot. And that was the end of this year's Oklahoma City Thunder, as we knew, and at least I loved them. And I want to credit Russell and Paul George for staying in my hometown of Oklahoma City because it's really neat, if I can use that word. Right. It's a feel-good story that they stayed in a small market and said, you know what? We're going to do it here.
Yeah, good. I mean, the criticism doesn't come in a small market like it would in a big market. Imagine one of those guys playing in New York, does play in New York, or they're playing in Boston, they're playing in L.A., and this epic collapse happens, Skip Bayless. That's why Paul George wouldn't come to L.A., because he's going under the fence again unscathed. He missed 2 free throws. He turned the ball over. That's fact.
Well.